Yo, so this is the Savage Scientist here. Once again, about to go live and play City Skylines. And not really to play this as a game, but to go through some of the things I like and want to show about this game. It actually say game. So on Reddit, I made several posts on how to create overhead signs. Great overhead signs like, let's see if I could get get a nice tab open right quick. So let's see, Atlanta. So if you're in Atlanta, let's go to the maps. And I'm I'm about to scroll down into the northern Atlanta suburb near Marietta because that's the area I'm more familiar with. And right here in the junction with 75 and 285, all this area. So I'm about to show you some. I'm about to. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. So I really want to go down into this. The the structure beneath the bridge, like this sign right down here, is a good one. In Atlanta, they changed the way they changed the design. So they used to have nice, beautiful full tab signs, and then they switched to these ugly bullshit looking signs. Let's see, it's supposed to be 285. Let me see. So this is the turn I want right here. Yeah, we down in there now. So yeah, as you come around this curve, oh, this damn thing. So as you come around this curve, you're gonna start seeing, and I just can't get it to go where I want it to go. And this isn't an interactive live stream, so I just want to show you a quick signs that I always talk about. Here we go. Here go two right here. There's other ones. So in Atlanta, they the standard in Georgia DOT standard is for all signs to be the same size. See this sign to the left and to the right? This sign and this sign, both are the same size. So let's go back down to the sign again. So I'm about to go back. And look. So let's take it down the street a little. So looking at this, I'm showing you the ugliest shit that they put there now. And they probably gonna replace these signs, but I want to go back to probably. You might have to go back into probably 2013, 2014. Here we go. Here goes some years. So I'm about to take this all the way back when they had the nicer signs. 2013. Here we go. So I want to show you the full tab signs. These beautiful, gorgeous, awesome, gangstified signs that Atlanta had, that the state of Georgia had back in before 2013. So let's see what they changed into. So this is 2015 when they changed it. See, they put these ugly bitches up. The state of Swampland like this. So this is what I'm about to build in City Skylines 2. And while the game is loading, you could see the game takes over everything. So now I would like to, if you can't hear me, let me know, because as you can see here, when this game is running, it really takes over everything. So yeah, so I still have dots jumping and damn bugs flying. I hate these damn bugs. So So we have the casual economist here. So you can't see anything right now. Yeah, so let me share my screen. I did all that and didn't share the screen. Oh, damn, now the game is taking over again. Thank you for letting me know. So let's see what we have here. All right. So now I'm about to go back and show you what I'm talking about. So in Atlanta, this is the signs I like. This is the 2014. So around 20, so somewhere between 2014 and 2015, they changed to these ugly bitches. These signs are the new design that Georgia DOT adopted. So they went from this beautiful stuff to this. This is ugly. This is beautiful. It's uniform. The signs just got this nice extended highway Gothic font. And this is just big, thick highway Gothic font. I mean, this is just me ranting about this, but I really like the old stuff, and I might be old school, so I'm gonna build this. But I also want to show you how these signs look in other places. So I'm about to zoom out and go into Mississippi, because there are some great examples of how these signs should look. Let's see, we're in Oxford. I'm a little too high, so let's see, that's Oxford, Georgia. Oxford, Georgia. So we're gonna drop around. So we're in Ellisville on I-59. So this is a good spot. I know they have a lot of signs here in Laurel. So here's a good example of how Mississippi signs look. See, when you look at the left side of the sign, right here, this makes a perfect square, and everything is the way it should look. I really like this. How do I clear this thing now? All right, so this is a good sign. I really like how this look. But I'm gonna show you how they look in Louisiana before I get to playing the game. So I can show you how they shouldn't look. And it's up to you if you decide to use this tactic to create your own sign. So let's take a look at some ugly signs. They getting uglier and uglier here. So here's a good example. See how this sign, let me see if I could get a better view of this sign. So see how we have our square, we have matching corners here, here, here. But if you zoom in, this part goes down and we have a great corner here. So the sign kind of looks like that square here, and we have the tab or the half tab, and right up in this spot here is where the sign doesn't match up. So now that I showed you that, let's see if I can zoom in or get a better picture, or let's find another sign. Look like we have a few more down the street. Oh, here goes some more. And they may have changed some of these. Oh, yeah, they still jacked up. And look at this shit. I'm trying to show you this, and you get all that bullshit that happens. That's the fundamental law of situations there at its finest. All right, so here we go. Here's some Louisiana signs. So check out Interstate 10, exit 85A, right here using this ugly Clearview font. You see right here how we have a nice curve, and then we have almost a 90-degree curve right here, and these two spots don't match up. Right here. That always been something that pisses me off with these ugly signs. And Mississippi kind of fixed this because you have a nice straight curve. I mean, a straight edge right there on that corner. So it's looking the way it's supposed to. Oh yeah, so right here, casual economist saying that he speeds all the time. I speed a lot too. And but I drive since I drive a old cop car, I really don't get a lot of tickets. So now let's get into City Skylines too. Sometimes when you start this game, you'll get these BS errors. So I'm gonna hit continue and start the game. And I did a lot of this talking because sometimes it could take this game 5-10 minutes to load. So what I'm gonna do is create a new game, put it on easy, and I'm gonna use one of my custom maps called Savage Signs. This is some signs I created, and we'll just go with everything at the default here. And I'm not gonna waste a lot of your time on creating these signs. So we got the game loading. As you can see, it takes a long time. All right, so we got us a little highway to play with. So this is an asset I created. And this is an asset I created. So these are just variants of existing assets. So to create the signs that I'm gonna be displaying, you need a few. I'm about to show you the mods you'll need for the game. So I should have did this first. So let's go back to the main menu. So you're gonna need this or these mods. So go into browse. The first mod you're gonna need is highway sign structures. And this is the mod. Make sure you get this because this is the mod we're gonna use to put the signs. And you notice it doesn't have the half gantry. The gantry that stops in the middle. The ones I had to go in and create that. And I could show you how to modify it. The second mod you're gonna need is damn it, I forgot the name of the bitch. Right everywhere. This mod is a demon. This mod makes this game playable, and this makes everything happen. A lot of the stuff I'm gonna show you relies on this mod. So another one you're gonna need is Anarchy. Anarchy is one of the mods that override the game so sometimes it might show you errors when you're trying to move buildings. If you're trying to move this building across the street, it won't let you, but in Anarchy, it allows it to happen. And you're gonna need another mod that I always called Move. I think it's called Move It. Yes. So get the Move It mod. Don't get the beta because even this version of Move It has a few problems. So if you use Move It, you're gonna have to make sure you disable automatic save because it will crash the game, and you could lose hours of work. And I still forget to save. Even today, I worked on something and lost the shit. So later on in this stream, I'm gonna create a road, or I'm gonna play with a road I created. So those are the 4 mods you're gonna need to get this thing started. So let's go back to load game. That was a new game, so we're gonna go to new one and use Savage Signs as the map. And this map is actually available, so you could do what you got to do. So find this in the Paradox Mods store, load this map, Savage Signs. That's all you have to do. So, and I might update it with a part 2 with some preloaded signs or preloaded with preloaded signs and backdrops. So I created this gantry just in case you might need an extremely long sign. And with better bulldozer, you could knock out parts of it by coming here into the tool mode where it say remove sub elements. Now I could come in here. Oh shit! I thought I could come in here and remove parts of it, but that's what happened whenever speak too soon. So it looked like you can't remove parts of it with better bulldozer, but I did create a single pipe here and 2 smaller ones in this mod. So you could always come here with the eyedropper tool, highlight it, and now it just found it. See, it's called horizontal poles. Now you can put those anywhere if you use this game that I created. And you could do the same thing here with this. Select it with the eyedropper, and you can see this is just tram poles. Put you a few tram poles all over here. And this is what I mean by anarchy. With anarchy not selected, you can't place items on this road deck. See how it turns red? But when I select anarchy, now I'm able to put things in the middle of the street. That's why anarchy is important. So let's get into creating a sign. Let me check the chat to make sure I'm here. All right. So yeah, so you can still see this is good. Let me know if you can't see this. All right. So I'm about to build on this gantry. So the first thing you're gonna do is I think it's Control F1 or something. So let me see what's the hotkeys to start right everywhere, because if you use this right everywhere icon up here, if you select this, it won't do anything as far as allowing you to start placing text. And I'm going to show you how to use the 3D functions. So let's escape here, go into options, and then these are all the mods I have installed. So I have quite a few. I have probably about 40 mods installed, but right everywhere is this one. And right here under the key binding, the default is Shift Control W. I use F4 because it's one key. You don't have to use Control Shift, whatever the hell it was. So that's what if you want to follow this video, I would say use F4 or just remember when I'm saying F4, if you use the default game, Shift Control W. All right, so now let's get back into the game. Shift Control W or F4, and it's gonna highlight. It's gonna show that we about to work with this gantry. So you're gonna hit the plus where it says Add Node, and it's gonna be an empty node at root, and you're gonna see this content box pop up, and we're gonna select white cube. And you notice that you can't see the cube. But sometimes it's going to be tied to the first element on here. So in this instance, the white cube is right here. Because this is the root of the object. So I'm going to change the dimensions on this white cube so it could look more like a variable display board. So first thing we're gonna do is change the value to 10 on the z-axis. So that means the thickness is 10 units thick, and the size of the display board, I think when I created, was 700 by 300. And you see I'm typing all wrong numbers in. 700, and we're gonna put 300 here. So we have our sign. So now it's time for us to line it up with this gantry. So you could use the normal keys you have to rotate, pan, zoom, and get everything lined up straight. But we already fine with the x-axis. All right, now you could look at this in 3D space as this, the right corner. This is y positive, x positive, and we about to rotate along the z-axis. So if you notice, look right here, we have x, y, and we also have this one, zy, and this one, xz rotation. So with the xz rotation, you could rotate it into place so it could be perpendicular to the original shape. And if you hold the right mouse button, that's gonna make it rotate. See that rotation going? Right mouse button rotates. But the only way to do that is you got to click this XZ. XZ rotates along the Z axis. So to move it up, we're gonna click the first box where it says YZ. And see how this blue selection that says toggle between mode. So it locks it in place per the Z axis movement. So I want to line this up a little closer to the gantry. So I'm gonna come back here and hit this rightmost box, and I'm gonna change this to, you see how the arrows change? It's up and down. So see you see now I could move it in that Z axis closer. So I think this is about where I need it. So now let's rotate it into place. So you're gonna use the right mouse button. Hit the right mouse button and then start rotating it until you get it in a desired rotation. So I got it in a desired rotation. Now I'm about to move it up into the gantry. Now it's where I want it to be. So you see how it might be a little crooked? You see we have this second button. So with the second or the middle box that says rotate ZY, move in ZY, rotate in X. If you hold the right mouse button, you're gonna rotate in the X. See how it, and this is what it's gonna do. See how it's like flipping? That's what that does. So sometimes signs kind of have a tilt. I would say probably that type of tilt. So we're gonna give it that tilt. And now we're gonna straighten it up. So if you want to rotate it, you go to the first box, hold the right mouse button, and now you can rotate it like that. And the best thing to do is to play with this. So let's move it over. And see how we have the left and right, or the horizontal move in place? That's horizontal. So we got it where we want it. So now that we got a nice little sign, let's make the variable display board. Now variable display board is much thicker than this, or those electronic signs that you see on the road So I'm gonna raise the thickness to about 40. And this is a thin one. I really don't like those huge ones. So we got a nice 40 thickness sign here. So let's change the color of this thing now. Change the color. See where it says actions? We're gonna select the appearance settings. I don't know why the bitch moved that far down across the screen. So we're gonna select main color, and we want it to be a grayish color. So you can move. So you change the color in real time. So let's make it look a little gray. There we go. That looks great to me. So now let's add our graphics with the variable display board in it. I created this in Photoshop, and you might have to get your little Photoshop skills. But when I re-release this mod, I'm gonna have this already in the place, or in the game, or in this world map, or in this map. So we about to create a new item. So click on the plus, add node, and now we're gonna add a node at the root. Our new node, it pops up in the same spot down here, and that's fine. And we could move it up where we want it. Like I mentioned earlier, we're gonna move up. So you see how I clicked the first box and then the arrows changed up. So to rotate it, click the last box, hit the right mouse button, and start spinning it until it moves where you want it. And now let's bring it forward. Bring it forward by holding the left mouse button and bringing it in towards the gantry. See how it's still crooked? So use the left mouse button to straighten it up. And we could bring it back by using the left mouse button. And now it's kind of where I want it. Go back to the first button and change the direction to left, right, or horizontal. And now we're moving it over. It's stuck between it. Now it is stuck in between the electronic sign, and that's cool. So let's change the content type. We're gonna change this to image, and when it's image, it shows this little box. That's cool. So Atlas, we're gonna go down here to Atlas. This is where you're gonna have your signs or whatever you decide to save your images. These images should be PNG files. I created a file inside the Right Now folder called Savage Signs. And in there, in Savage Signs, I have a sign called Variable Message Board 1192 by 479. And you see this little small thing that looks like a big version of it. So let's go back to the white box and get the dimensions of it again. So the white box measures 700 by 300. And I'm going to change that to 250 because I don't think they are that big. Normally they are 250. So now we're going to go back. Now that we have it the right size that we want, I'm going to, oh, what the hell? Damn it. I always do that. Let me move it back where it needs to be. And if stuff moves, don't panic. So now let's go to, oh, and another thing you should do is you should label this. So see how it says new item? Let's rename this one and call this the frame. And we're going to rename this item, or the message board. This is going to be the front of message board. So now when I click frame, you know we're talking about this big white thing. And when I click front of message board, we're talking about this part. And we're about to move it forward. Oh shit, I done clicked the wrong thing. And if you click the wrong thing, just start everything back up. You're gonna hit the button you select to start right everywhere. And you're gonna select the gantry again with the sign. And now we back in the application, or back our we back editing our sign. So front of message board, that's this piece, and we're gonna click on the Z movement and bring this forward. Like I said, so now we're gonna use the up and down arrows. That brings it forward. And see how it looked like. You could tell that the rotation is off by a little, because see how it's not lining up there. So let's see if we could get it rotated. So remember when I rotated this thing up a little bit? So we got to match that rotation. There we go. So now the rotation matches the sign. So now let's change the dimensions to, I think, 700 by 250. And to do that, we're going to edit the absolute size. Change this to 700. And we're going to change this value to 250. So now it looks like a variable display board or variable message board. And if we flip the Z-axis, it's gonna dim the device. So this is kind of like it's emitting light when it's like this, and it's not emitting light like this. I like this one better for the sign, so we're gonna go with not emitting light. So let's bring it forward a little bit. So it's in place. And the only thing I'm doing is changing the rotation here. There it is. So we got it in the we got the correct rotation. And now let's move it. Let's move it to the right until it fill up the side here. So as you can see here, it still needs to go up a little bit. So change it to up, and now it's in the right spot. So to change so if it's a little crooked, you could change that by holding the right mouse button. So we got that part in place. So now, I want to change the color of this to make this a little darker, make everything match. So we're gonna go back up to the frame and change the color to dark gray. And let's turn it to the back so we can see it a little. So now it's dark. Now it's a darker gray, and we got that part done. So the front of the message board and the frame are not a continuous item. So each part could be moved independently. So now I want to show you how to use the copy function. So you're going to select the part that you want to copy, hit copy, and then go in the frame and hit paste. And this is paste. The second one is paste. So we're going to paste this in as a child. So it's a child of frame. So that means that when we move frame, this should move too. Now we're going to delete this one that says to be copied. So it's deleted. And we're going to bring it forward. We're going to bring our copy forward so you can see it again. Oh shit, it's way over there. All right. That's not a problem. So we have to bring this. And see, that's that weird behavior I be talking about. So we're going to bring it back down. And another thing you can do is you could copy these attributes from the sign, but we're going to just do it the old-fashioned way. And another thing you could do is you could click this button and move it and almost make a and move it in 3D space, just to get it right where you want it. So now it's in the right spot. So now we could go back and start editing everything. So we're going to start with the Z-axis rotation. And now we're going to bring it forward by hitting the Z-axis and bringing it to the front of the message board. There we go. And this is tedious. But if you want to have a nice looking design in your world or in your game, if you want to make this transcend from being a game to being art, well, this is what I mean. To go through this much trouble mean that this game is more than a game. It is art, and you enjoy making this type of stuff. So let me go back to the first one and move it in a little closer. And see how we have a little space in the top? We're going to close that up by changing the angle of rotation. I mean the angle of the bottom of the sign to match the variable display board. And now let's bring it in closer. And I always bring it in. Soon as it starts disappearing into the body, that means that it's close enough till you won't be able to see a difference. So now let's add. So now that we have everything, so watch, if I move frame now, everything is moving together. That's because everything is based off of this root object. The frame is the root object. Everything else is added to it. So now let's start adding our text. So we're gonna create one line of text. So we're gonna go here and add empty as children. So now you see how it's part of it's now a sub element under the frame. So let's find out where our text at. Most likely it's down here somewhere, or it might be up in the sky. That's great. So the text is actually where I want it to be, right there. And the thing about this mod is you could put text on anything, as long as you can select it. And also, if you could select the item, and the text could be on another item. So what I mean by that is I could take this new text and move it to something else. So let me show that to you. So the text is way over here on this pole. So nothing is stopping me from doing that. And that could be a building right here, or something that's small. So write everywhere really gives you ability to write anywhere in the game. But you really want to keep it as close as possible to the object that you want to write on. So we back up here with our text, and let's bring it closer to the sign, to the electronic display sign. First box, click Z-axis, bring it into the Z-axis till it disappear. See how T isn't there? There we go. Now we got T. So now let's change this to line. We're gonna rename this line 1. And we're gonna still leave this as message display board. DSPLYBDTXT. So that's the text that's gonna read on here, and check out how big that is. So we're gonna change the size of the text to 42, 43. So now that looks a little better. And now we have to change our font. You could load, as long as it's a TTF font, you could load fonts from your computer here. So to change the font, you're gonna go to, well, damn it, my fonts are not even in here. So to add fonts, you're gonna click the W for your fonts and then city fonts and hit this plus. And now we have all our fonts. When I did it with console. What's it? Let's see if I have what console consolers. Or was it? Yeah, consoler. Let's go with that one. Yep. So this is the font I used, but I don't think I used the italic one. So you have to load each font by hand. So I use this one. So now that we have our font loaded, we're gonna go back and add it to our display board and change that to the consoler's font. So we're gonna launch Write Everywhere using the keyboard shortcut and see how we have frame here. It detected our frame and our text is gonna be under the frame, line 1. So now we have fonts. See how we have consolers, and that's consolers in the italic version, and this is the consolers, the non-italic. And the text is a little too big, so I used 40. So now we got the 40 size text, and we could go back here and use this XY, the XY. See that XY moving in the XY and rotating in the Z axis. So we're gonna move in the XY plane freeform by how this is left right, this is up down, and this is freeforming in the XY plane. So that gives us the ability to get our text exactly where we want it. So this is good. So now let's copy that. And we're gonna paste it now by using the right button that say paste. Sometimes you just gotta hover over it. And now we're gonna paste this as a sibling. So we're gonna have 2 copies of this. So let's move it down. That's gonna be line 2. And we're gonna drop another one. You can still paste another one as a sibling also. So we have 3 lines. He left school at age of 11 after learning how to add and subtract. Let's see which one is this one. So this would be line 1 because it's the top one. So I'm just putting them in order. So this would be line 2, and this one will be line 3. So we got all of them in order. And I'm gonna rename all these because we're making a template for all these so that you can load them into the game in any spot you want. That's why this is taking so long. So let's rename this one. Line 1, it already has a good name. And we're gonna just put our text here. Text line 1. Hit enter. Now we're gonna move on to the next one. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. Since this is a variable display board, we want our text to shine at night, or we want luminosity on the text. I'm gonna show you how to do that too. I should have did that so it could be easily just copied into it, but we're gonna just put our text out here. So line 2. So we got line 2 here, and we're gonna rename it line 2 right here. See this name box? Line 2. And now let's move and hit enter. Now let's move to the third one. And this was going to be line 3. So go to the name it line 3, and text line 3. And we have our text. Now we need to make it so it has a luminosity property, or the ability to shine. So right here, we could change the color that this thing is emitting, and we could also make it have that orange look. So we're going to make it look a little more orange and how a real one would look. So let's come here. So now it looks a little better. So, and you could copy this value and paste it. So see this hex value, just hit Control C to copy it. And now we're going to go into line 2 and main color. And right here under the hex, Control V. Now line 2 is colored. And now we're going to go up to line 1, do the same damn thing. All 3 of our lines are the same color now. And now let's give it the luminosity value. So right in here, the emissive intensity. If you go to 3.0, it's gonna look like headlights. And if you want that, you could make headlights, lights, things that shine. But I'm gonna bring it to about 407, because at night this is gonna shine real good. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna paste this same value into line 2 and 3. Line 2. Hit enter. And line 3. We're gonna do that here. Do the same thing. So we got this bitch shining right now. Now that looked like a real variable display box, or this display message. And see right there, cross federation. So this is what a cross federation variable display message board looks like. Or the company that makes these in the United States is Daktronics. So that's it. So watch how easy it's gonna be to load one of these into. Oh, let me save it first. So once you create something, a complex item like this, now we just go in to our F4 to start the selection again, to start right anywhere. And we about to hit the save button. You're gonna select frame or select the root object. See, when you select frame, you have all this stuff. And make sure frame is select. And you're gonna hit export save. We could save it as a current city template, but you can't move it to a different city. If you hit selected as XML, you could use it as long as you play in the game. And if you hit select prefab as default layout, all the instances of this item will have this hooked to it, or this attached to it, and even the ones that's already existing in the game, and it's a little more work to revert that. So I would definitely not use the export selected as a prefab default layout. Leave that alone. So we're going to export as XML and give it a name. Display board. And this is probably my 10th one, so I'll just name it 10 and put an underscore in there. Now it's saved. So if you go to exported files folder, it's gonna open it up right here. So these are the ones I created already. I created two. And this is just XML code. So we could talk about that another day. So this is what it looks like. And now I want to show you how easy it is to load this into another one. So we're gonna hit F4 to start right anywhere. And it says select item. So we're gonna select this. And now you're gonna hit the plus. Add empty at root. And right here, we're gonna do import load. And we're gonna import load. We're gonna import XML at root. So you see all the ones I already have. Those are the three. We have the 10. There it is. And hit OK. And now we have two items. We have this down here that we could always delete. The new item, we're gonna delete that. And we have our frame here that we can move. You can take the frame and move it to an entirely different gantry if that's what you want to do. And even I get these buttons mixed up. And now let's bring it up. So this is the root object. This is where I'm putting it at. I just want to show you that the sky is the limit when it comes to this stuff. So I just put it on this gantry. But watch what happens if I delete this. See how it left because it never was associated with this object. So that's something you might want to be careful of when you're doing this. So the same thing could go if you want to create freeway signs. Use this same method. So I'm about to add some freeway signs to this gantry that I already created. And you can just follow the same method. Hit F4. We're going to select this gantry. And we're going to import XML. So let's see. Import XML. And we're not going to add that. We're going to import directly from XML. And let's see. SL overhead signs and stuff. So we have some signs, some overhead signs. And they are already set at root. So they are over on this side. So I'm about to move those signs. I'm about to line them up with the gantry. So we're going to select left sign and move them. So now we're changing the elevation. And now let's change the rotation on the Z-axis. So now we got them in place. Now let's bring them in a little closer, as close as we can to the gantry. And now let's move them to the middle of the highway there. To the middle of the highway. Select the move in the XY. Let's move it. Let's do the horizontal move. And now they moved in. And now let's bring them up in elevation. Hold on right quick. All right, so now we got everything in place. So in another video, or as I play this game, I could show you how to make these types of signs. And as you can see, the thickness is they are a lot thinner than the variable display boards. But you could use this to make signs for restaurants because you are importing like this state of swampland outline shield. Let me show you that this could be, I could change the color and put this on the sign by itself. So let's do that just to show you how to play around with how to play with a what is it called? What's the file format that carries the um, transparency? We got JPEG, PNG files. Damn, my brain is just busted sideways and messed up. So here we go. So we got the background. We have the line freeway name. So here it is, the SL shield. SL red backgrounds, because this was on a red background. See how I'm able to move this around, so I can put it here, here. I could take it, I could damn near take it off the sign and put it on its own sign. Watch this. Tram pole. Now it's on its own sign. Well, no, it's not. That's why the Z-axis stuff is important. So you get it up here, and we're gonna actually move it to that spot. So it's attached to this so it's attached to this object. So we're gonna start this and select it, left sign, and then shield. And now let's move it over there to this pole. I could have set it for 3D moving. Bring it a little closer. So as you can see, it's now on, I would say that's probably, so let's bring it down in elevation. And now let's bring it up to the pole. It's going through the pole, so we know we're there. So that's how easy it is to make it there. So you want to make it bigger, just come to the height and then base height, and then let's make it 400. Well, 4,000. We're gonna do 400. So now at 400, it looked like it could be Welcome to Swampland or something. So I hope you got a chance to see how this game worked. And I'm about to show you my city for a little bit and just walk you through it. You probably don't have time for that. So this is the Savage Scientist Ed here, with the state of Swampland. And I guess I'll save this Minden city. And we got it in here. And now let's load Swampland. I want to show you what I was working on earlier. I thought I actually lost a lot of this map. But earlier today, I carved all this out and created this road structure on Avondale Highway. So that's traffic going back. That's what I did, but I'm going to revert to an earlier version of the game. So we're going to go here, 549 earlier today. This is a good spot. This is when I was giving you, from my earlier stream, when I gave everybody a tour of Primeburg, Arctic City. So let's go back to revisit that. We're looking at the convention center now. We have a convention going on here. Traffic and cars and stuff all over the place here. And that's the Hythe River Tunnel. And let me turn off the game UI features so I could easily move us through the city. And this is the other side of the Hythe River Tunnel. And all this is done with Right Anywhere or Right Everywhere, whatever it's called. And this is one overpass that I worked on for a few days. And let's put the game in action. Now we have cars, ambulances and shit. A lot of traffic. Everybody wanna be in the city. and there's a lot of traffic here. This is Familiar Street. It's equivalent to Bourbon Street. It's a area with a lot of. One day I put I dropped the I set up a I fuck, I can't even think of what I said. One day I unpaused the game and people were all over. You have people selling shit on the corner like this, and you have street vendors. And check out the Familiar Street sign, also created with Right Anywhere. Familiar Street. It's not too busy this time of day. And there's another Familiar Street sign. And this is Pride Park. I think that's what it's going to be named. We have a nice water fountain, water splashing all over. And this is Lemon Street. And back down Familiar Street, you're going to have views of the city. And eventually I'm going to put trees and shit all through here. And I really like going down one of these streets and get that bridge pier view. That view. So picture yourself going back down through this street and seeing that bridge. So this is kind of like the French Quarters. This is a densely populated area, and as you go down here, check out the bridge going across the Clomb River. This is the Clomb River, CLOMB River, and as you head around this curve, we're in downtown, and that's the Comic-Con National Bank, tallest building in the state, and we have this old decrepit AT&T building, and you can see that they actually have names, AT&T building, and I think this is Google. That's Google, and yeah, you really couldn't name the buildings. Some of the buildings, they carry their default names, like this one. This is City Hall, and I'm about to actually change it to Primeburg City Hall. So now if I hover over it, it says Primeburg City Hall. This is the prison, the jail, Lime County Jail complex, and that's another AT&T building. And we have city government, city offices in this building, and Lime County Courthouse in this one. And damn, so Lime County have two buildings? So I guess this could be just a county services building, or county services in that building. Because this is Primeburg is the seat of the county. So now as you look down into all the traffic in downtown and the downtown tunnel, nice 8-lane turnpike going under the downtown business. So signs gonna be placed here. So let's place a sign then. We're gonna select our item, and we're gonna import from the city layout, because I made a lot of stuff in this city layout. So let's see, we're gonna put a sign here. Import. And now we could select. So I could go with non-interstate directional sign. So, and now let's spin it around in the Z-axis because it's facing the wrong way. Or I could take this whole thing and spin it around. So let's select the whole thing first with our Move It tool. And we could do that. And I don't like what's on here. See how it doesn't have a background? So I'm going to select something else. I didn't want that. So I'm going to delete that using the garbage can. And now import something else. from the city template. 9 interstate, no arrow. Let's see what this looks like. And look how I put this one damn in the dirt down there. But it's facing the right way, so it's not too bad. So let's bring it up and mount it to the gantry. Gonna select right sign, and then we're gonna just select move in the XY plane and select and leave it with the 4 corners and just move it up here. So now we have it in place, and let's move it a little bit forward on the Z axis. See how I didn't have it I didn't select the right one, so now we have the right one selected. Okay, so now we got our exit. So this will be how the sign would look at this exit. Let's straighten the gantry up. And normally they're about this far from the actual exit, and I'll put an exit sign there one day. So there we go. We have a sign in place now. Looking up there at that tall, beautiful skyline over there. So now let's go into the capital of Swampland, into Arctic City. So this is Primeburg. And when you downtown, you go across this bridge, Arctic City Avenue. And this bridge, the Dante's Bridge. See the name of the bridge, Dante's Bridge. And now, as you go into Arctic City, you have the big, nice Lemon Plaza. So this is going to be renamed Lemon Plaza. The swampland is the lemon state, even though there's not a lot of swamps here. But as I work on the map, it will be a lot more swampy. So this is the old state capital, original state capital, and it has a Mediterranean vibe when you hear. Let's activate the game, unpause everything. So that's what it'll look like if you just happen to come through here. Got our bridge in the front, and as you come around here, going back into Arctic City, you're still really close to downtown, so you're still gonna have buildings, but it's not as dense as when you're in Arctic City. So it's a lot more hills because we are up against a pretty high a very tall hill in Arctic City. So as you go up this street, I forgot the name of it. Or did I even name this street? You see, you have stores and shit going up the hill. As you go up this hill, you're gonna see the Architecture Museum, which is this Chinese building. Chinese building is just our Swampland Architecture Museum. And when you up here, you also have a great view of the city. So that's the downtown area. That's Clone Station, where all the old buildings, all the historic old district, and that is the Mediterranean area capital. This is called Capitol Park area, and that's the aquarium. And the Black History Museum is right on the other side of here. Visitor Center. Where is the Black History Museum? It's somewhere around here. So so we have the Moline County shit. And this is called Lopatov Street, named after the guy who created Lopatov's rule in calculus. So that's why all these streets got this name, because that's the name of this street here. And this is actually called Reparations Street. That's actually Reparations Way. So as you delete stuff on here, sometimes the names will get messed up. And I'm gonna change this to look more like this area will have uh this area is gonna have a big nice sign similar to the White Stag sign. If you ever been to Portland, Oregon, or in Seattle, Washington, they have these big signs on the market where they throw fish and do all kind of crazy stuff. An outdoor market, French market in New Orleans. So this building is gonna have a better sign than this because we're on the West Bank. We're on the west bank of the Hythe River, and this is one of the original signs that I created. And that's the Polar Dome. It's still under construction. $3 billion Polar Dome is coming here. So wait for the Primeburg Black Flag. That's the name of the NFL team. If they still have an NFL team, I know that they've been planning to move it. So this is probably a junction with the turnpike that I've been working on. This is a recent extension of the turnpike. So we're gonna get buildings. This is gonna be the Black History Museum since I tore it down. So this is what the city looks like from this vantage point. And now this is the Capitol, State Capitol building. And I'm gonna rename these Central Banks the State Capitol building. And these are state office buildings. And I'm gonna put the proper departments in those buildings. And this is Avondale Highway. This is the junction I was working on. And I'm gonna fix all this. And this is what I started working on when the game crashed. And see, soon after I get ready, I always save the game. You want to save as much as possible because autosave won't work. And because if you use autosave, the game will crash. So let me show you how to make sure autosave is off. See this autosave? Make sure that's off if you're using the move it tool, because it's gonna crash almost immediately. So I'm gonna send this Freeway expressway into the city. See how it's 2 lanes now? That's what I want. 2 lanes going in here. And we're gonna bring it 2 lanes here, delete all of this. And I'm gonna flatten this out and extend this and bring the mountain down. Because we high up on the mountain right now. And this is gonna be the end of it. So let's go underground and delete this. Hit the page down button. In local coverage, the tourism board just released their figures, and it's good. So that was a ton of all kind of good stuff there. So we're not gonna need that. So I'm gonna slope the terrain into here and bring this down into a smaller size so it won't be so big. There you go, 40. And you almost got to have an idea of what you're going to do when you playing with this. So my idea here is to create a normal, a little intersection here to eliminate this traffic. Because let me show you the traffic. The game start bucking when I start driving down here. Look at that traffic going all the way back here. This is probably 3 miles back. You can't even see downtown from here. I wish we was able to expand the map out so I could build on some of that, but you get the point. So I just cut a path through this mountain so it could connect to this highway. And this highway is going to connect, is going to take you into Primeburg, or the main city here. So we're going to avoid a lot of the traffic going into Arctic City, and because we still in Primeburg right now, even though it looks country, and that's only because I haven't expanded the map out this far yet. But all this is gonna be built up with houses and stuff. So now let's build us a 2-lane symmetric freeway, parallel roads, and we're gonna just put a 1 for the spacing. Now I'm gonna bring it in a little more to 0.5 on the spacing. And another one you want to use is the line tool. That's looking better. Oh, damn it. Another thing I should have did was selected highway, not road. So let me fix this. And if you're still here, I appreciate everybody who is watching this. I know I can't really check the chats right now because I can't see the screen and I only have this on one screen. There we go. Let's parallel these roads again and bring it to 0.5. Let that shit go. And I did all this earlier and didn't have no sound. I didn't have sound. Shit, I fucked that up. Let me go back. When I did this earlier, I ain't had no trouble out of it. And now let's make individual roads here. Turn off parallel mode and let's turn the snapping on and turn anarchy off. And now we're going to connect it to the existing road. We want to make a high speed interchange here. All right. Picture yourself driving on this road. So now let's deal with the elephant in the room. How do we get this traffic over there? I'm gonna build an elevated section, turn anarchy on, and see how it positions the road over the highway and bring it down and connect up. Get it on the ground. And now let's see how this is looking. And I guess those lights, I guess that'll work. We're going into 3 lanes, 2 lanes into 3. But yeah, I think I might could move this back a little. So let's see what happens if I move this. Oh shit, that's all twisted up and fucked up. Leave that alone. And as you can see how the road all buckling up and shit whenever you build stuff like this. So I could also take this and go in right here. I should have did that with anarchy. So as you can see, I still got a little bit more plan to do, and I'm not gonna waste your time. So I'm gonna connect this up. So I'm gonna shut this screen down now. Oh yeah, so I made all this in City Skylines. Um, yeah, this is a fun game, casual economist. I appreciate you for joining me through this stream. Um, this is a very fun game. Let me turn that off. So I appreciate you for watching this, man. And this is all it is. I'm gonna do more streams playing City Skylines. This is a fun game. This is more like art for me. So till I make my next video, peace out.